morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm here.
I think I mentioned on the last call that somebody's decided that they want to join up.
Oh,
They
I
have
gotta
not
get to it.
even met. You got my message?
I do, and then stay on afterwards and we'll grab a time. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yep. My brain's about me say that's very cool. That's good news too.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got in there? Who else has got some good news for us? Liz.
Hi, everyone. So my good news is first I'm going to ask for prayers. We're looking for a house and we have had a very tough time up here with the market in Northern Virginia and have not yet been able to acquire one despite, putting in our bids and whatnot, and we need to be out of here by July 31st. So prayers that we either secure a home or that we either secure a home or find our next stomping grounds as we continue this process. So I'm going to ask for that. But my good news is I am meeting with Connie Tran today from our team regarding some assistance she is looking for with her Georgetown Medical Hospital colleagues who are looking to invest and or acquire homes in the DMV area.
Nice.
Excellent. Very good.
With her today.
Awesome.
About that.
And Liz, I definitely will pray for you for your housing situation. And I'll also let you know that there was one time we had to move, couldn't find a place. And I kept packing and looking and packing and looking, and I was completely packed and ready to go. And I secured a place the night before we had to move.
I am totally prepared for that and or putting us in some sort of extended stay while we continue this. But this is how crazy it's been. We have looked at places just about every weekend and these last few weeks, like every afternoon, and the requests for tours have been rejected because either one, the listing wasn't updated to say it's already been taken, or we've literally driven home from the property, put in our applications to do all the things, and it has been already gone by the time
You were beat out. Yeah. We were looking
No.
for my son one time, and we were the first people to show up. It was a super tight market, and we were literally there. Somebody else was right behind us also looking. And I turned to the girl who was just renting, right? But I turned to the girl, it was a cute little house. And I'm like, do you have the application? She's like, yep. And I mean, I had everything, checkbook, everything in hand. And I'm like, give me the app. And my son and I took pens and we filled out the pages and slapped it together with a check right there on the spot. We're like, we're not screwing around. We need to, you know what I mean? And the other kid was looking with his folks, they were just staring at us like appalled or, aghast, like, well, can we put our application? And she's like, well, theirs is in first. And I was like, and that's how you do this, honey.
Yeah, that's how you have to. The thing is, we're kind of restricted to a certain high school grid because he wants to finish his last 2 years at the high school that we've all started in. So I get it, but I'm just kind of like I have a new empathy for any buyers or renters out there, because I'm like, it is July and I don't know that we've seen this kind of activity, but I guess people are still out there looking. It's okay. I'm not pressed about it. I think my husband's more pressed about it than I am, because I'm like, there is a solution. We still have time. We can still get into the Slaves pyramid. We might not get in there before July 31st. We still have time, but it is quite an interesting little exercise here. So
and
looking forward to talking to Connie. Let's put it that way. to get off this wheel for a minute.
Love it. All right, Ganu, I saw your mic go off also at the same time I saw Liz's go off. What you got, honey?
So I attend EXP Built this week with Anna. I don't know if she's in here or not, but that was quite an experience. So that was really fun. We got I got to meet Andre LaFonte, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And some other very cool EXP realtor. So that was very
Very cool. Very cool. Congratulations. I love events, big, huge events. I really do. I know for me, I need to make sure I go to about 2 a year, 2 to 4 a year to just fill me with energy and ideas and connections and people. And it just keeps me plowing forward my business. It's always good. Always, always, always good.
yes, yes, it is. Some people are really good. I like some of the speaker. What is it? Anna was super excited for like that one Gary guy, the what is it, the
Oh,
wealth nerd guy.
yeah. I can't remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gary.
and
Yeah.
Jay something. I totally did not know anybody. They come on and I was like, oh, this is the person. I was like, I have no idea this person is.
Liz, were you saying what his name is?
Yes, Gary Braca.
Rekka.
Yes, yes.
I wanted to look him up. Yeah, the thing of it is, it's cool is once you start going, not the non-EXP speakers, but the EXP speakers, you'll learn who the really, really good ones are. And because I was with K-Dub for 9 years. And so when we had the big events, I literally could go through and I could go, I don't care what this person, and that one teaches, I will go hear it, period. Because it's always like world class. And then, you sprinkle in the other ones and you keep on doing that until you learn like that kid, not so good. These over here are amazing. And then, always sprinkling in the new. But I'm definitely going to look that up. Thank you, both of you guys, for reminding me, Canoe for reminding me, and Liz for having the name to go see what this guy's got. I'm super excited too. So cool beans. Congrats, Canoe. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Kay.
I'm trying to find.
Oh man. This must have been
Can you
what,
hear me?
no, this must have been what it was like listening to me the other day. All right, Kay, try it again. What you got?
Something has been falling down around my ears on my house. So I'm trying to think of something positive. The positive thing is I've been talking to a lot of lenders. I don't know how bad it is. If you find a lender, they changed all the rates. I was feeling desperate and I said, go ahead and go to underwriting. But then I got another lender that may come in better. So I'm just got my down and I'm analyzing them.
Oh, and we lost her. But that is good news. She's got it down in analyzing business or analyzing numbers. All right. Ah, there you go. Okay, so you got your new lender, or you have possibly a new lender, and you're analyzing some numbers and all that.
Yes. So the good news is I've been talking to a lot of lenders and it's pretty depressing out there.
I think
It's a typical situation. They'll lend to people that have money, and if you don't have money, then they don't want to lend it to you.
oh, yeah. And I think our lending's going to get, it would actually be interesting to talk to a few lenders out there because I think it's going to get tighter and tighter. That's what I think is going to happen. I obviously don't have a, crystal ball or anything, but just kind of looking at what's going on in the world, specifically in our country, it looks like it's going to get tighter and tighter.
Wouldn't I be surprised?
No, I wouldn't
Yep.
either. I really, really wouldn't. So, matter of fact, I think it was PF that sent me some other stuff that Peter Schiff had done. I think his name is Peter Schiff. And I watched the second thing also, which is good because I'm starting to really get some ideas or getting a deeper understanding of kind of what's going on from that to kind of put together. But yeah, I hear you, Kay. I really do. I really do. So at least you've got your finger out there and a bunch of people and good connections. And like you said the other day, you never know where something's going to lead. It's just you keep on following the connection. Oh, hang on, there's my person. Finally, So cool. All right, who has some challenges? What do we got?
I'm going on a trip to North Carolina this coming Saturday. That's definitely going to be a challenge. I have 5 kids, so
You have 5 kids?
Oh my
I
gosh.
do.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna
That'll be my challenge, but that's it because I'm not planning to really work until I come back.
congratulations. Okay, I highly encourage you to, so on this last trip, I put together my whole stack of all my papers that needed to go into my briefcase so that I could have my work and everything when I took off. And then I left this here, the entire thing, all my notes, all my everything I left here, which
Oh
means
my
I got,
goodness.
yeah. So when I got there, I'm like, well, I guess you're taking a vacation. I guess you're not gonna do your work. And but then my husband had a chat with me and he's like, when you're on vacation, he's like, I want you to, this was yesterday, day before, I want you to really take a vacation. And which has always been my advice. My advice is either go into it full on knowing you're going to work and you're going to work, you know, half a day every day or whatever it looks like and work through it. And that's what it looks like. Or just walk away completely, like completely walk away and set up your vacation reminders, you know, your for your email and everything, and walk away. You've got a perfectly good vacation partner back home, right?
No, we're all going. So,
Hang on.
oh, you mean,
Your
yes,
business.
yes.
Yeah,
Anna will take care of anything that I needed while I'm gone.
exactly. And she's super competent. So walk,
Yeah.
absolutely walk away. Yeah. And there's no, this isn't brain surgery and we're not, you know, it's not, there isn't anything that can't be handled or taken care of. You know what I mean? So that's very cool. I'm glad you're on vacation. You're probably gonna get tons of business. If you haven't already, you probably will.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, I do still know some people in North Carolina, so I mean, we're going back to the base that we were stationed back in a few years ago. So hopefully, still some friends there, but yeah, maybe I'll meet Craig on the way there too.
What base are you going to?
I'm going to Camp Lejeune.
Fayetteville.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
So
it's about,
Army?
yep.
Uh,
So, and then the Air Force base is near there too. I can't remember the name of the Air Force base.
is it Cherry Point? I
No, it
know
wasn't Cherry
Point is
Point.
another Marine base, but I don't know if Army's Air Force is over there too.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it's near, it's in that area as well. I was Air Force. So yeah,
Um,
I didn't want to fight.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
I thought, Craig, you were at Fayetteville?
What was that,
Craig?
Liz?
You were at Fayetteville?
No, I wasn't there. No.
Okay,
was a-
my
was a-
brothers retired from Fayetteville. That's why I asked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was an air base near there. And a couple of friends of mine were at Camp Lejeune. So I went there a few times.
I
You know,
see.
stopped through coming back from my base. I was in Delaware.
You didn't drink
So
the water, did you?
what was that?
You didn't drink the water, I hope.
Oh, Lejeune, the water, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
Glow in the dark?
Not that I know
I
of.
think you have to drink it maybe like back in 1970, 1980s for you to qualify. So
Right. Wow.
Was it Pope Army, Craig?
What about the Army list?
Was it Pope Army Airfield Base?
Pope Air Base. Pope Air Base.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
one
what it
by
was.
Fayetteville.
Yep.
Small
That's it.
world. I didn't know that. There you go.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, those were fun times.
There's a book right out. Do you guys know who Malcolm Gladwell is? You guys ever
Yep.
heard of him?
Yes.
Okay. He's got a new book called Bomber Mafia or Mafia Bomber. Bomber Mafia, I think it is. It's all about World War II. It's fascinating. But they compare the difference between the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force by looking at their main chapels. So their West Point, if you look at the Army main chapel, it's really interesting. It's very solid, traditional building, and it looks like it's from the earth. You know, it's you can just tell that the people that would want to go to, that would be built for and designed for people that are like rock solid and of the earth, and you know, like we plow forward, and you know, we protect our country. And then if you look at the Navy one, it's a little more, it's Art Beau style. It's very, very traditional. It's architecturally, it's prettier, but it's still very, very traditional. And then if you go and look at the Air Force Chapel that is in Colorado, Craig, do you know what I'm talking about?
Colorado Springs. Yeah, my
Yeah.
son went there. It's fabulous.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to find a picture of it because it really explains what the difference is in Air Force and what they're about. So let me get this. Let me get back over to you guys. Let me share a screen. Hang on. Where we go? We go right here.
I
Share
got escorted off that base.
You
It's got
escort
2 or
up?
3 different levels.
This. It is so futuristic, forward thinking, shooting into the sky. We are not about tradition. We are about forging new ways of doing stuff and really, really dominating the air. And that kind of explains just the difference in the mindset in how they thought, especially during World War II. This was obviously built later, but not that far after World War II either. So I think 1960, maybe this was built, but it could have been built yesterday. I mean, it just is, it's so futuristic looking. And how the Air Force couldn't, the rules that the Army engaged in, the Air Force had to have a different set of rules in order to make it work for them, because they were so forward thinking in how they were. So it's very interesting. And I'm only partway through it, Craig, but if you're interested in it, it's Bomber Mafia, World War II.
Okay.
Yeah, super interesting. Malcolm writes a good book. He's just interesting to read.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the other branches that used to come on our bases, they were jealous
I
because
don't
we lived in
know.
dorms. We lived in dorms. We didn't live in barracks.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, they always made fun of us. It's like, "Oh, you guys are soft. You pansies." Like, I'll be a
Chair
pansy,
Force.
soft pansy all day.
Yeah, they say chair force. They literally call y'all the chair force, and it's always been interesting. But because this is actually a great one because I've been thinking about this for real estate anyway, because the way things were always done. So this particular book has to deal with bombing and like carpet bombing in World War II and all that. And the traditional way that you bombed was you just flew planes over during the daylight, and you literally just bombed the crap out of everything. Like Germany bombs London, like literally just destroy everything, because it was go after the morale, and you go after the morale by just decimating a city. And there was no aiming. There's no aiming at that point. You just, opened up and dropped. And then we went in and, for instance, bombed Dresden, Germany, and we did basically the same concept, is just wipe the city off the face of the earth. And the Air Force came in and said, well, hang on one second. If you are very, very strategic and you wipe out just one thing, for instance, the plants that make ball bearings, and that's all you wipe out, you will effectively shut down everything in the war effort, because there wasn't very many places that make ball bearings, and ball bearings are needed for everything. So the Air Force came in and said, we need to be able to aim the bombs and be able to drop the bombs. And we need to be able to be very, very specific in targets. And because of that, we can do it. I'm sorry, you bombed at night. When you did carpet bombing, you bombed at night underneath cover so they couldn't shoot you down. And the Air Force said, we can fly higher, we can aim them, and that means we can fly during daylight. And it changed everything. And there was all these battles between the solid way the Army does things with, no, you go in at night and, you fly the planes and, hundreds of them, and that you're going to lose, half your people. And that's just what it looks like. Versus, well, we can go in and, we can go in broad daylight. We just got to fly higher than they can see and go in and just hit one thing, boom, boom. So it was a whole difference in mindset, and which is interesting with real estate, because This is the way it's always been done, yes, but what other ways are there to do this? And that's where it starts to get really interesting. So what
It's
other
called real flow and using it strategically.
Hmm.
Amen. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Because I've been showing people the bank tracker one specifically lately. I've been showing people a lot of that one and comparing that one over into Real Flow and how they play in together.
Do you have a copy of that short letter Gary was talking about? Because I want to get that out like today while I'm motivated, but I don't know where to go to find it.
So which short letter, the one he's got all the marketing campaigns on his site.
I know, and there's a whole bunch of them, but he keeps referring to this one short letter that you send out. You always get a response. It's got you or your in like, I don't know, 11 or 12 times. He mentioned it last night again. Does anybody know what that looks like?
Yeah, I can't remember where to find them, but it's in those letters. It's a few different ones that you can send out. And he did a Monday Night Live on it one night, and he was talking about how to change the wording in it at the bottom so that, you know, if letting them know that if they had an agent or whatever, he gave us that instance as well. I don't remember where to find them, but
I know that's my challenge is where to find anything.
Yeah, because when I got them, I have them downloaded on my computer. So when I went there and found them, I just downloaded them all, and so they're on my computer somewhere.
So I guess I could go in to the marketing stuff and look at letters and yeah.
If you go to the GIA team website or his dashboard for the GIA team,
Yeah.
and you go to the marketing materials,
Yeah.
look under the second row.
Okay.
It's one that says letter campaign under joint venture campaign.
Okay.
Should be there. He has a video. It should be there, and it says letter template. Under the video, it says PDF version of the webinar. Then it says letter template, and then it says letter checklist.
Okay.
And if it's not that one, it may be under the investor agent program. I know I saw it in one of those two spaces.
Okay, I think I have it.
It's just a one page, I think, or two, like a quick 2-pager.
Yeah,
I think it's one page.
and I'm trying to
maybe.
get it so that I can get it over to the chat bar in here, but my brain is not really working all that well yet. And my computer wants me to open up 80 million things that I do not want open. I just want my letter campaign.
I want to believe this is the one because it talks about, I'm writing about your property at 17 Elm Lane. I'm suggesting you sell your property. However, inventory is light and clients are looking.
Right.
I believe this is the letter he was referencing last night.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think
Word document. It's a Word document. You can just, doctor it the way you need to.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to dig in and get that and do something positive.
let's do it this way.
You know,
Here,
I really resonated with that guy last night when he said, real estate will eat you up alive. He said, you need to find your one thing and do it really well. And if you don't, and you go here and you go there, he said, you're just going to keep spinning your wheels. And I thought, that's me. I'm spinning my wheels over and over and over again.
this
Me
is
too.
Well,
Okay.
I like that he kept saying being consistent, regardless of what the question was coming at him. He's like, if it meets this criteria, this is all I'm looking at. This is all I'm looking at. And that's what it takes. It takes that kind of laser beam focus to know, where your expertise is and know where, what you're gonna do. So he was awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to that.
I love this. I'm gonna, so I was coaching with somebody the other day that apparently Gary had coached with the day before, and they're all over the map. And I'm like, you want to know what you really should be doing? And they were like, yes. I'm like, you need to go back in and get your dang database done. And then as soon as your dang database is done, that's it. Just stay right there. Then you can pick one more thing, but you got to stop being all over the map. You got to pick one thing, and then you have to pour that into that thing. And that's it. Get your database and that thing. And whatever that thing is, you give it a fair break. So that doesn't mean one try, or whatever the thing is that you pick. A fair break might be, if it's cold calling, it's like a year. If it's a letter campaign, it might be 18 months. Because it takes that long for those types of things to really take off. Really take off. You can't just go, well, I tried once. I mailed a letter and it didn't work. It doesn't work that way. It's over and over, and it will look like it's not going to work, but you're learning in that process. So my experience was 4.5 months with no appointment, not even an appointment, not even like you botched the appointment. I couldn't get the appointment. 4.5 months of solid. But I was learning during that entire 4.5 months of, how do I handle objections? How often do I call people back? How does the script change on the fourth call and the fifth call and the sixth call and the seventh call and all those kinds of things. And all of a sudden, the whole entire thing will just gel, and it will just. Do you guys remember any situation in school where for me, it was
Geometry.
geometry. For me, it was algebra.
In algebra. Yep.
Didn't get it, got it. And then the day I got it, that was it. I took off with, and I remember it felt in my brain. So I would have been probably in 7th grade. It felt in my brain where all of a sudden it just went click. And it was actually a feeling, a click, and then everything connected in together, and I got it and I ran with it. And I love math. I've always loved math. I've always been a math whiz. And once I finally got it, then I took off again and jumped up to the next level of math whiz. By the way, I hate geometry.
Yeah, and I was wrong. It was algebra.
It was algebra.
It was.
Because it's logical, but it's so foreign when we first get it. Alphabets and math, what the heck,
Yeah.
I couldn't get the geometry.
I couldn't get geometry either. And there's an interesting story on that, in that my daughter hates math, is good at it, hates it. Geometry, she loved, and she got it just like that. But she struggled her whole life with algebra. She's good. She just, I don't know what it is, but the geometry, when she ran across that, she just ran with it. That was it. Geometry 1, 2, 3, 4. She's like, and it just,
geometry,
different brain.
Geometry, when you learn geometry, it's this rule, this rule, this rule, this rule,
Yes.
and this
Yep.
rule.
You just apply
These are the rules.
Yep.
Everything has to go through these rules, and they come in order. It's
Yeah.
very logical.
Yes.
Algebra is very much thinking and going out here and doing this, and then some of the higher math is even bigger thinking out there,
Right.
where there's nothing set on. I did great in geometry and drafting.
And
But
not
algebra, I had
Yeah.
to take it twice.
See, a different mindset. So one of the things that I learned with my kids, I took a piece of paper when they were really young, and I put dots fairly much in rows going across. And I'm like, count the dots. And they were like, 1, 2, 3, 4, da, da, da. But then you take dots and you do another piece of paper where they're kind of all over the place. And I asked my kids to count those. And my son really struggled with it. My algebra-minded son struggled with the dots all over the place. My daughter, though, even when the dots were in rows, was still all over the map with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and would get the right number. I mean, like, I don't know how you do that, kid. But it was just their brains think very, very differently. So if I'm going to go back to this one thing, hone down what it is you want to go after. I want to go after distressed properties, high-end properties, luxury properties, expired properties, a school, an area, of this or that. Hone down what this, but number one first, before even that, if your database isn't done and complete and fully functional, which means every single person has a return contact date set in there, even if you have to cheat and take your flipping database and do do blocks of 100 and slap in a contact date so that you've got it. And then you just buckle down till you go through every single one and get it dang done. And then keep those contact dates up. That's your one thing. That's it. That's your one thing until that's done. And then you pick your other thing. And I only know 99% of the agents I know that are big have they have their sphere, they keep up on their sphere, and then that's either their one thing or they have one other thing that they do. And that's it. That's it. It's just one thing. And you master it. There's mastery in the mundane. So anyway, so I had to talk with the agent and I was like, and then when I got done, they were like, this is exactly every single thing that Gary told me to do. It's exactly word for word. Gary was like, this is how you need to do this. And that's it.
I feel like when, I'm a high D and I love, so sometimes I feel this, consistent, whatever. It's like I'm fighting with my personality.
Yes, a D is going to fight because we're not getting results as fast as we want and we can't see. We're used to click the pen opens, the pen writes. It's instant. And we're also, if you're smart, you're used to, I do something, I get instant results. And corporate typically works that way. Many things work that way. Usually we have these very short-term projects where we do it, it's done, we move on, it's next. And then we have also, while we're doing that, a very long-term project maybe we're working on that we know that we're just chipping away. But we also have this gratification coming over here. Real estate's a 90-day window. It's a 90-day window of putting your dang head down and not being able to see the results until 90 days out. So you'll struggle, that personality will struggle with that. But all the personalities will struggle with it because there's mastery in the mundane. High eyes love things that are new and you don't get the new, you get the same boring flipping thing. And that's really what it looks like. And the new comes when you master the mundane and then you can start to get creative with it. But I think the hardest thing to get through an agent's head usually is that the masteries in the mundane. That's absolutely where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've did the disc profile many a times and I still don't know what I am.
I would think that you're maybe are you extroverted or introverted?
More introverted.
Okay. Are you people or goals?
People.
Okay. And are you like steady, solid, secure, responsible, reliable, hate change, and all that kind of stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Or are you more, let me go this direction. Would it be worse for you to be in a place where they did every single day you go in and you don't really know where your desk is and you have to sit in the new place and it's all over the place and there's constant change going on. But the people around you are nice, but you just never know what's going on. It's constantly changing. Or would it be worse to work in a place where you are constantly forced to do reports to your higher ups, let's say, and you're never given the right information. And then you find out later that like right afterwards, or even during and before, that the information is possibly wrong or is going to be wrong. And there's nothing that you can really do about it. You have no control over that. People are nice, but you're constantly given bad information that you have to report.
Yeah, I would hate that more. But
You're high C.
I also do not like doing the same thing every day. It would drive me crazy to have to go into a plant and have a job where I'm doing the same thing every day.
Okay, you're a high, I would venture to say being introverted, that puts you in the CS category. So I feel that you're very similar to Greg's personality, which is also a high C. Greg's a C on the D side because he's very goal-oriented, where you might be a C on the S side because you're people-oriented. But if you're introverted, you're definitely a C or an S.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, hey, don't like being wrong. not in a prideful way, in, oh my God, I told somebody the wrong information and crap. Now they've probably like ruined their entire life because I gave them the wrong information.
Yeah, I hate giving wrong information.
Yeah.
Me too. It drives me crazy.
Yep. Me too. For me, because I want to move really, really, really fast, but I also don't want to look like a fool. I really don't want to, or be incompetent. Oh my God, that's horrible. Because competency to me is like the sexiest thing on the planet, more than pretty much anything else. But it's also drive, get it done, get it done, get it done. Next. And we don't get to the feeding of those endorphins have to come out of next call. That's where I have to get that for the endorphins of, okay, I got 30 calls, go get my 30 calls done. Okay, good. I'm good to go now. You know, that's where that has to get fed in that. But I'm telling you, the job is boring as heck. The fun for me and my personality comes in with the interaction with people, and then the challenge. Like, this person wants this thing, but I can't get the loan. So let's go figure out if I can get the loan over here, or what can I do in creative financing, or what can I do here? How can I put this thing together and make this thing work for this person? That's where the challenge is. But the boring as crap thing for me is this. It's just it's the same conversation over and over and over and over and over again. It's boring. It's really boring, but I can't help you unless I can find you. And this is the only way. Well, it's not the only way. This is the way that I choose to find you and connect in with you, is this. So this is my boring thing. We have to do it. It's just what it looks like. So buckle down and get your damn databases done.
And then the other thing I think is and this taps into my competency button is, I tell people we're going to be able to get it done. We're going to be able to get it done in this time frame. And then all the financing falls through all around you and you can't meet your deadlines. And then I just feel like a horrible failure. But I know there's a way to put it together, and I still have another plan, but it's taking too long.
Stay there. Stay there for 1 second. What can you say so the truth is, you're flipping competent and you're going to get it done. And you know that there's a way to get it done. And by God, if it can't get done, that means that you have already, walked through hell, broached the gates of all of it. You know what I mean? Exactly. So what can you say, or how can you set people up for the reality? Because the reality. The reality is there's somebody out there who's going to F this entire thing up. And you got to find them and take them out.
I don't know. I just, I feel like, if this doesn't work, I can go to that and that, but I don't know how to say it. I mean, all I could say to the guy was, I had everything set up, but when the appraisal came in and it was $40,000 short, everything changed. And, it just takes longer and longer and longer to go through and find a way to make the numbers work. I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm making excuses, and I hate excuse making.
We're not going to make excuses. We are not going to make excuses. Okay. So here's the deal. We're going to go through this process, and somebody's going to throw a monkey wrench into this whole dang thing. I don't know who it is. I don't know where they are. I don't know what the monkey wrench is, but I'm going to tell you, someone's going to throw a monkey wrench into it. My job is to find the monkey wrench as fast as possible and then to deal with it. Expect it. And when you see it, if you see it first, that usually doesn't happen. But if you do, let me know. And then they're going to come to you at some point and they're going to go, oh my gosh, my loan officer just you found the monkey wrench. Awesome. And then you'll see recognition dawn on their face. Oh, yep, this is my job. That's one way. I've heard the other way, another way of, look, here's the deal. This is like flying an airplane. It's going to get bumpy. We're going to hit turbulence at some point. It almost always happens. I need you to look at me because I've flown a lot of airplanes and we've landed every single one of them. So when it gets bumpy, you look at me because that's my job. That's why I get paid. My job is to take care of that. But find something that feels and resonates with you to set your clients' expectations up front. The more time you can spend with your client. Okay, so great rule number one in real estate, it's flipping boring. Go do the boring damn work, get your database damn done. That's number one. Number two, the more time you can spend up front on the first appointment, the better everything goes. And that first appointment should take a long time. It really, really should, to be able to dive all into it, to dive deep into motivation, and to really set those expectations of what this thing is going to look like. And this thing is going to look like, it's bumpy out there right now, but we get things done. That's what we do. And we're going to run into them. So figure out something, an analogy that works really well for you and who you are and your background, maybe in oil or corporate or whatever, or steal the other two. But set up their expectations. This is what it looks like. So my son, when we went to go buy his first house, the first loan officer told him no. And I didn't understand. I'm like, dude, like, what's going on? And he got massively discouraged because I did not set up the expectations because it's my kid and I didn't think I had to. And so he got massively discouraged. And when I finally was like, what is going on? He's like, well, they told me no. And I'm like, oh, so I'm like, we get told one no, we go find another one. Really? Yes, that's how this works. We're going to go keep on hitting it until someone flipping says yes, let's go. But I didn't set up those expectations, which I knew better. And I didn't think I had to. I was dumb of me. So set up their expectations. It's bumpy as hell. That's why we get paid. If it wasn't bumpy, you wouldn't need me. You're going to figure it out. You will need me. Does any of that help?
Yeah, I think this particular one, it's just been a very complicated deal, and I'm working with a wholesaler for the first time. And so, he's said one thing, and I don't, I've met with both of the sellers, and I just got to keep plugging, I guess. Maybe the right thing will come up today. I don't know. But it's hard to fight the discouragement and the lack of seeing a result. That's been real hard for me.
Yep. Okay. Rule number 3, we got to control our emotions and keep between the lines, because we can't let our emotions go. We have to keep our emotions very even keel, which I worked for me personally. I let myself still have my highs because I love my highs, but I wouldn't let myself go into the lows. I'm like, nope, not doing it. And my clients needed that. They needed to look over at me and see me completely calm and say, this is normal. This is usual. This is standard. This is to be expected. It's what it looks like. And then if they see me on this even keel, then they will even keel also. But if they see me, when agents don't keep their emotions between the lines and they see agents do this, your energy and emotions will feed your client's energy and emotions. They will match yours. Absolutely. So we've got to keep them here. And they need us to do that. I do not need an airline, whatever they call those people, flight attendant. That's what they call them. Yes. I do not need someone who's emotional. I need your butt calm, because I'm an airplane and I'm trusting that you know this a whole lot better than I know this. So I need them here. And then you can rant and rage or whatever afterwards. And by the way, every deal, when the economy gets funky, every deal you'll be learning stuff completely new. I only had one deal that I can ever look back on, and my assistant and I used to laugh at. Well, that one was easy, but all the rest of it was always like, oh, we're learning this. Well, we're learning that. Well, we're learning how to put this together. We're learning how to put that together. And as you learn, when you run across a situation for the 4th time of, oh yeah, that's how we do this, boom, boom. And then what used to send your emotions doing this doesn't, because you're like, yeah, I've been through that, been through that, been through that, been through that. This is new. Let's go put that thing together, whatever that looks like. You got this too. You were corporate and you had stuff like that. It just looked very different. And now it's very like honed in personal instead of through like a big organization. Now it's right, like you're the pinnacle of this thing, right? Yeah. But you're capable and you're competent, and you are where you are because you're capable and because you're competent and because you will go through hell and you will figure out a damn way to get the dang thing done. And you don't give up. You're like a bulldog in a skirt. you know? Amazing. I know, it's awesome. She is.
I know, I get tired. I mean, it's like I spend all, 10, 12-hour days putting all this stuff together and then it falls apart. And then you
Yep.
spend another 10, 12-hour day and put it together and then it falls apart. It's just, I guess that's mindset and just not giving up.
Yep. It really, really is. And yep. And it felt like also that I was doing everybody else's job sometimes to drag a deal across the table. Yep, everybody. Like, why in the hell? How do you even get paid? But you know what? When your business really, really takes off, they're doing 1 to 5 transactions a year. That's it. And yours will be doing 105 or whatever it works out to be when it really hits and really hits, because they don't do it. They don't do whatever it has to take, but you do. That's what makes you a kick-ass agent. Regardless of what you know or don't know, it doesn't matter because you have a body of knowledge behind you. What matters that sets you apart and makes you completely different is the fact that you will bulldog that damn transaction all the way across the closing table. That's what makes you better. Better than anything, and that in your ethics. You combine those two things, you're unstoppable at that point. But yes, it does beat the hell out of you on the way. And the fact that I'm as gray as I am, I know. I'm going to blame on that. I know. I'm going to blame on that, man. And I'm really grateful for it also. Because if it was super easy, then, fine. And I do want to challenge and all those kinds of things. But damn, man, sometimes. And I get it. I want to flip, even in my own. I'm like, because it's not going, this team hasn't built as fast as it was supposed to and all that kind of stuff. I get it. And it's like, there's only one way through it, and that's through it. So let's keep on going through it, girl. That's it. You have one way. One way to help the people I want to help. And I want to help them.
And that's a step at a time.
Yep. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just.
And I have to be okay with those who don't follow through and say they want the help, but they really don't do what they need to do to get the help. So I have learned that, they've got to do their part too. I can't do it all.
Oh, you taught me something that I also taught my daughter, which was the most valuable information on planet Earth. And you taught me the next right step was the one you taught me. And I throw that in conjunction with, I can't care more about your life, job, business, relationship, whatever. I can't care more about your whatever than you care about your whatever. And if you don't care, then I can't. So when I throw those two together, that's really my standard of how I help another human being. It's those two things together.
Hey, Kay, I'm sorry.
No.
I've got an idea. You're running into problems with financing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I know when we're talking to and dealing with investors, it's always have a plan B. And even if you're not with investors, that works too. Okay.
I'm down to plan D right now.
Right. And what I'm thinking is, I wonder if when you're meeting lenders, you can set up like, these are the A lenders, these are the B lenders, C lenders, D lenders, so that you've always got that next step already in place of where you go. That it would maybe alleviate some of the stress just by knowing, okay, fine, if this doesn't work, I'll go here.
Yeah.
The lender database. Yeah. A
Yeah.
coded KB core lender database. Yeah.
Anyway, it was just a thought.
And I gotta tell you, if anybody ever
Thank
screwed up the deal, yeah. Thanks, Kathy. If anybody ever screwed up the deal, it was flipping lender. 99% of the time, it's flipping lender. It's like, what the hell? And I don't know how many lenders there are compared to how many real estate agents there are. And I know they don't get paid as much as we get paid, but damn, there's some really bad ones out there. A lot.
Lenders and appraisers, I hate them right now.
Bane of your existence.
Yes.
Yep, I will completely go with that. So, all right. Well, hopefully some of this helped a little bit.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. You really, really are. All right. Well, okay, good. We had real estate like lesson 1, 2, and damn 3. Get your database done, stick with one thing, keep your emotions between the lines, and set up your clients' expectations at the very, very beginning, and take your time with them to really dig into that. I can, as a fast-paced D who is always next, go, for me to slow down on those appointments, as every 10 minutes I spent on that first appointment saved me an hour down the road, a literal hour down the road. And then it got to where, all right, you just spend a long time. So my initial listing appointment was about 2 hours long, sometimes 2.5. That initial listing was a long listing appointment. But then I only saw people on the listing appointment when we got the offer. I didn't even go to the closing table. I went there when they moved. Saw people 3 times once I got that down. But that first appointment, long. And when I did an hour listing appointment in the beginning, I was with that client constantly, getting my price adjustments, dealing with their emotions, blah, 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 blah. So it was worth it for me to spend those 2.5 hours up front. Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep. All right, y'all. Re-entry's a bitch. It is my first day back. I truly need more coffee.
I need a lot of things.
I hear you on that one. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So,
Thank you. Bye, guys, everybody. Appreciate you.
Have a good day.
appreciate all y'all
Bye-bye.
too. Bye, y'all.